So if you're like me and you see a lot of stuff on the internet, there's often a lot of drama, teeny tiny ones that don't really matter. But I think it's undeniable that this month has probably been one of the most eventful months of the internet. And I'm not going to obviously dive into all this drama, I'm just going to dive into the stuff that is related to Twitch. So there's basically a bunch of stuff that has been happening on Twitch and that Twitch has been doing that I thought, it would be nice to go into all together, aka on one video. Hey, hello, what's up, whatever, it's your new boy Lesbis, or you can call me Les for short, and welcome to a new video, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. And for the first thing that we're gonna get into, it's the Twitch channel that apparently had a live stream of the person having sex with another person. Now, just to explain it, it's pretty simple, really. It's nothing like too eventful. This girl went live. I'm assuming that this is her Twitch channel. I don't actually know the video or like the name of the Twitch channel, whatever. But basically the woman went live and she was having sex with her boyfriend. Now, it wasn't clearly visible, but you could tell that they were having sex, and I mean, actually you could see it due to the reflection from her window, because her webcam was facing her window, which showed the reflection of her boyfriend just dogging it down, really. Going at it as if there's no tomorrow, really. And just basically having sexual intercourse. It's that straight up. So rightfully so, this person did get their channel banned. But the issue with this, and which is what made the internet exploded, was the fact that she did get banned. Then she did an apology, I believe, and then after that apology, her ban got reduced to a suspension of 7 days of a week. Basically, a person having sexual intercourse on stream just isn't enough punishment to have them permanently banned from the site. And a common reference of the bans that people like to make is comparison with this ban compared to Jadion. Now, Jadion was a person who liked trolls and stuff. He got banned on Twitch because he had his chat go to Pokemon's chat and spam L+ ratio. So he got permanently banned, and he did make his like apology and everything. Basically the same thing that this woman did. And the reason why people make this comparison is because what Jadion did compared to what this woman did is very light. And personally, I agree. I mean, this is obviously not the first time where you see bans and suspensions that don't really make sense on Twitch. It's just been a thing that's been happening forever. But if this is not a clear case of either favoritism or just like some kind of bias in the team that does these bans and whatnot, then I don't know what is. And I'm definitely not hating on women or anything, but this woman clearly had sexual intercourse on stream. There's children on the side as well, so this is clearly a very bannable offense that should by no means be reduced to a 7-day suspension. Now, at this point of recording, I mean, I don't really know if she still has her Twitch channel or anything like that, but apparently I think she does. I'm pretty confident that she still does. And apparently during the whole time she claims that her and her boyfriend were drunk, so it seemed like something that wasn't really in her control and they weren't really in the right mind to act that way. So my opinion is this, and I've said it before, is that this is clearly some form of bias or favoritism. And I'm not going to point out the whole male and female thing of Twitch, because that in itself is just a whole different thing that I just don't know enough about to go into. But I would say this situation is kind of in relation to that, because it's like, it's not even like Twitch like doubled down and was like, okay, we're receiving some bad backlash from this, let's ban her account, let's do that. It's still there even after the whole thing, but they won't unban Jadion's channel even though he did apologize for the exact same thing. Now, I'm not often on Twitch. As of recently, actually, I have been on Twitch, but only to support my boys and gals, actually. Let me just be inclusive in that. It's basically supporting the streamers that are part of my Ocelot organization that you can check out, link in the description to the Discord server. But like, that's the most that I've done, so I can't say that like, oh, I'm a Twitch guy, lol W, or whatever the frick the laughing emoji thing is. But basically, it's just straight up wrong. It's literally that simple. I don't even think I need to go that much into it to be able to substantiate how wrong this is, why it's wrong, and like all that stuff. It's literally some form of bias and favoritism, and it's literally just shows an imbalance and how much Twitch doesn't really care about the bans and suspensions that they make, and yeah, all that stuff. But if you thought that was bad, well, there is more. I mean, probably not that bad, but there is more. The Twitch streamer XQC not going to Shite Camp. I don't know what it is. I actually don't know that much about it, but I'll just dive into it. So basically, I guess there's this thing that happens yearly where this Twitch streamer, who is, I guess, Ludwig's girlfriend, called QT Cinderella, and that's just an assumption, I don't really know. QT Cinderella, who basically arranges this thing called Shite Camp using the actual word. And I guess it's just a place where streamers come to hang out or something. I really don't know what happens. But basically, XQC did not come to the event. And the reason why people are baffled about it, including QT Cinderella, is the fact that he didn't give prior notice. Now, obviously, it is common courtesy to say that you're not going, you know, it doesn't even have to be an event. It could just be going out with friends, like if you're going to the mall. If you say that you're going to the mall to like watch a movie, for example, but if you can't make it, then you just say that, hey, I can't make it. Whether it's on the day, I mean, preferably not on the day, but you get the idea. You just let them know beforehand. And apparently, XQC just went and gambled on stream. Now, like I said, I don't really know everything that's going on with this whole situation, so some of the stuff that I may be saying is wrong, basically going off just based off what I heard. Now, from face value, you might be on QT Cinderella's side, the person who organized this whole thing and invited XQC. It would have been nice, you know, to let him know, but it would have been nice, you know, be known that, hey, I'm not coming to this event, and known prior instead of being known on the day. Or you could be on XQC side, where it's like it doesn't really matter, the show goes on. It's not like he had an important role in the whole event. It doesn't really matter. But apparently on the day that it was happening, XQC just went and gambled live on stream, basically. And the gambling thing is going to be part of one of the things I'm going to talk about as well. So XQC's reasoning, seeing as it was being brought up to the public eye for everyone to see and shame him for, he basically said that he couldn't come because a certain friend of his, I think his name was like she, I don't know, that person's name was Soda, and that person wasn't able to come to the event. So he didn't really see the purpose of not coming to the event, and that's, you know, it's alright. Like, I think it's a valid reason if you're going to an event and, you know, you don't really have, like, I guess a friend to go to that event with, that you don't go as well. I think that's a valid reason. But I guess it's just how it's been done, which is just, like, not really that great. Now, I don't know who Soda is, but yeah. But apparently it goes much deeper than that. So XQC recently broke up with his girlfriend. I don't know if it's girlfriend or anything like that, but he basically had a fallout or multiple fallouts with, I guess, this love interest adept. I think she's part of FaZe, like FaZe adept. So it seems like her and XQC have been on and off, and basically they were just off and XQC wasn't really feeling it. Now, do note that all of these are very valid reasons. Like, you're feeling under the weather? Okay. Oh, a friend of yours is not going, so you kind of feel lonely or something. You get what I'm saying? Then no, it's alright. Like, all these things that I've listed, it's okay. But it's just how he went about it that people are pissed off about. Now, the reason why the internet knows is because QT Cinderella went onto Twitter. I don't know if I could pull it out right now, but probably there. I could actually check it out right now. Basically, they took it to the internet to basically go on and butt heads, basically. QT Cinderella revealed a bunch of texts from, like, her and XQC and all this stuff, and just like a lot of drama. I don't really have an opinion with this. I think it's kind of stupid, but also I think XQC handled it horribly. Like, this could have been avoided, you know, if he was just honest from the start. And speaking about honesty, someone who isn't honest is Silker, the Twitch streamer. So basically, people do gambling streams on Twitch. As of now, that's not a thing anymore, but I'll get to that later. So basically, Silker is a gambling streamer, or was, rather. Now, you probably think like, oh, okay, same old thing that not everyone really likes, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. But the issue with Silker is that Silker asked for money from people. When I say people, I'm talking about a lot of people. He asked Twitch streamers, he asked his fans, and I'm pretty sure he's asked his friends and family at this point. But he's asked them all for money and disguised it for the fact that, okay, he needs money urgently because he has like a tax situation. And there are certain people, and I want to clarify that it's certain fans, who have actually given him thousands of dollars. Now, he disguised it to be like, okay, he just needs, you know, money because it's, you know, it's a bad month for him. He needs the finances and whatnot to be on his feet and whatever, you know, that type of thing. And there's some streamers, some fans that have actually given him money for this, and just other people. But he didn't spend this money to sort out his issues that he was claiming. He spent it on gambling because he thought he could win big. And he apparently amassed a debt from every single person because he said he was going to pay back every single person that he asked money from. But he amassed a debt of over $300,000. He owes every single person that he's taken money from $300,000. Now, what do I think of this? This is super messed up. Gambling addiction is definitely real, and Silka is just one example of those people who were unfortunately addicted to gambling. And it truly does show the extent of what addiction in terms of gambling could do. Now let me clarify, Twitch streamers and just people in general did not like the fact that there was a gambling category on Twitch. People didn't like the fact that Twitch streams with concerning gambling of any kind. No one liked this. A lot of people took advantage of this situation to perhaps have Twitch do something about this situation. And Twitch ended up doing something. They basically banned gambling of I don't know how many forms, but I know it's not all forms. Basically, there can be like poker and competitions, and basically they can be gambling streams that are licensed with the US type thing. It's a complicated thing, but basically you can't just stream gambling normally unless it's competitive and licensed by the US type of thing. And people are happy with this decision. So am I. I don't watch Twitch, but I know that there's a huge audience on Twitch that definitely watch gambling. And it's great that the community did have this effect on Twitch, and Twitch finally used half their brains out to think, this is not exactly that great. Gambling is definitely addictive, and there's definitely a lot of sponsored gambling streams where people do win big, but it's so intentional. Like, okay, let's look at Aiden Ross, for example. I don't watch any of his gambling streams, but I hear that he earns big. He wins big sometimes. Now, obviously, he's not legitimately winning big, and he's given the money by the gambling company that he's sponsored by. He gets literal millions from gambling companies just so that he could use that to sponsor their site and gamble as much as he can on his stream. And oftentimes these streamers do have streamer RNG in quotation marks, where they often win big. I guess a controversial creator that you could point out is Trainwreck TV, who is also a gambling streamer, but is a gambling streamer who donates a lot of his money to like charity, gives a lot of money to people to help out. He's just generally a giving guy when it comes to his money, and he's definitely helped out a lot of people. Now, I actually wish I knew his views on this situation, because I am very interested to see what he does and see what he says. I mean, Trainwreck, however, does encourage on his streams all the time that, you know, gambling is addictive, you definitely should not be doing it. But it is kind of hypocritical when you look at it from an outsider's perspective that he does do it. Basically, Trainwreck tweeted, "The inconsistency to not ban sports betting is corruption, considering the fact that you have your hands in the $13 billion NFL deal cookie jar, and the fact that your virtue signaling streamers act like you care about gambling, are silent when it's 100 times the market and more prevalent, are just as corrupt." Basically, he brings up other forms of gambling, which is betting and, you know, in sports and stuff like that. To be clear, the people scapegoating slots, BJ, and I guess BJ's blackjack and roulette, and not blaming the individual are the real problem. On top of that, Silka was a sports betting addict, the one type of gambling that is normalized and that I don't hear a single one of you Cloud Goblin freaks talking about. With that said, the streamers and viewers who sell a false reality should be banned. People who gatekeep giveaways through codes that require you to gamble should be banned. People who hide all losses and only show wins should be banned. Things like this are predatory. Now, I'm not picking sides here with what he's saying, but it is kind of undeniable that he is probably right. I have never watched a Silka stream. I thought it was just general gambling, like the slots and roulettes and all that stuff, but apparently he was addicted to sports betting, and he lost his money all the freaking time. Must have supported Arsenal. I mean, but also I can see that actually, you know what, I don't agree with this. It doesn't have to be sports betting that needs to be banned. It's just, we're talking about gambling in general. Yes, sports betting is probably debatable, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of these streamers are definitely talking about it. But I do think that it's a good effect to have all these other forms of gambling bad. It's definitely not bad. It's not a loss. I don't think so. But it is definitely sus that, you know, Twitch is not doing anything in terms of that type of thing because they have a $13 billion NFL deal. But it's undeniable that kids are gonna look at this, see these streamers win big, and be like, yo, I want to try that. And then they try it. Whenever how old they are, they try it, and then I don't know, maybe they lose, and then you'd be like, oh, but one more time. Oh, I need more money. Oh, I need more this. I need more that. Like, as far as I know, nothing was stopping these kids from watching these types of streams. So it is very fair that this was banned. And I see completely nothing wrong. This is a W in my books. A bigger W than Deji securing the win against Fuzi. I mean, I'm pretty sure that sports betting was like a small percentage of like the gambling thing, but I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think I've said everything I need to say. Twitch has basically made it, you know, like that, which is a great thing. I'm pretty sure people are happy about that. You know, Pokimane seemed happy about it. I mean, that was like the only person I saw actually talking about this. And another piece of drama, quite juicy, I would say, is Mizkif and Destiny or someone. I forgot who. But like basically there's drama surrounding Mizkif. So basically there is a Twitch streamer called Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon on the 20th of September tweeted a tweet with 2 images saying, "Mizkif, I brought you into this world, and now I'm taking you out." Now, if you don't know who Mizkif is a big streamer on Twitch. It's that simple. That's all you really need to know. So basically, Ice Poseidon proceeds to leak messages between him and Mizkif from 2018 that have him saying a bunch of slurs. Like he said a bunch of slurs. I didn't even know one was a slur, to be honest, until this point. But just an example of some of the stuff that he said. He said the N-word, the F slur. There's even a S slur now. Like, dude, I don't know what this is. Like, I think I'm showing the image now, but can someone tell me what the frick this is? It's too many stereotypes, man. I can't be asked. But this man basically said every single slur under the sun. Now, obviously, the internet reacted to this piece of information. I believe that these were leaked due to some certain thing that's going on with him and like some Adriana person of sexual assault whole thing, but that's like a whole thing that I don't know about and I'm not going to get into this video. Now, a lot of people on the internet excuse this as being like, you know, he was young and dumb, because there have been a lot of people who have been cancelled over things that they've said, such as slurs, back in the day. If I said the F slur like a freaking decade ago, I could get cancelled for that, for example. So people excuse this as, okay, you know, he was young and dumb, he said stupid stuff. But apparently there was information that, okay, this is like an invalid point because he was well aware of what he was saying, because at this time he was about 23 years old. So this is basically a 23-year-old man saying every slur under the sun. Now, there was a specific other person, I don't know who the heck this is, alright? He's probably on YouTube or Twitch, I don't really know. But this person said that you letting this slide for years says a lot about you as well. Which I think is probably a valid point, I'm not too sure. Like I said, I haven't really thought much into these type of things, honestly. And basically, Mizkif released a statement. Now, this statement is basically a freaking high school essay, so I'm not gonna like read it. Additionally, a series of private messages from 2018 have been posted where I said some reprehensible things. I've been open about my past many times on stream and will address it again here. I was a dumb, edgy guy who said a lot of stupid things to my friends to try and come off as funny and cool. I can't change what I've said, but I can change who I am and how I conduct myself. Proud of how much I've grown these past 4 years, but I know that there is always room to improve. So with this, he's basically taken a step back from OTK, and OTK Network is basically like a streamer group that he's part of, I'm guessing. He just basically apologizes to everyone and says that he's gonna back away for a bit and just like, I don't know, go on a mini holiday, I guess. Now, I think that this is a messed up situation. I would definitely say that times have changed from 2018 to 2022, but I don't think anything excuses you saying the N-word. I think that was just a universally wrong thing to say back then. Like, yeah, you would catch like people in Call of Duty and you can make all those jokes and those types of stuff, but I think with the N-word, it's just like, yeah, I don't know about that one, chief. It's just like he said, he was dumb and he was edgy. In terms of if that changed, I'm not too sure. Should he suffer for his mistakes? I'm not too sure. This was a fully grown man at this point. He was 23 years old, and at this point, 4 years later, he's 27 years old. So ultimately, does he deserve punishment? I'm not too sure. It's something that I'm gonna have to think a lot more into. This is basically the final piece of drama that has happened in terms of Twitch. So basically, Twitch wrote a tweet enforcing an update to their policy. Well, okay, not only a policy, but multiple policies. But the big thing on the main part of that tweet that they tweeted out, basically in the tweet they say, in our latest blog post, we tackle a topic that's been at the forefront of the community for some time, the revenue split. We also provide a related update around monetization for a subset of partners, and they have a link. Now, this link takes you to an article where they basically explain the stuff, and I'm quoting this from Moist Critical, but basically, currently what's happening right now in Twitch is that when you receive money from Twitch, if you're a big streamer, you get a 70-30 split, and if you're a small streamer, you get a 50-50 split when you get onto the Twitch program. And apparently, the whole Twitch community in terms of streamers and whoever have been begging that Twitch make it 70-30 universally. And the reason why they push that narrative is because YouTube is apparently doing a 70-30 where basically YouTube streamers get 70% of the revenue and 30% of that revenue that's earned from the stream goes back to YouTube. So people were obviously initially excited because mayhaps Twitch actually is enforcing the 70-30 rule, but they get slapped in the face and told that as of the 1st of June 2023, we're enforcing 50-50 for every single person. Now, I don't stream on Twitch, but this is huge. It is a huge change to the game in terms of earning revenue. And so I did read like the part of the article myself. So on the section that says, why not 70-30? It says, when we first established a 50-50 revenue share split, it was to signal that we're in this together. And then they proceed to say, you all do the amazing work you do to create great content, engage with your audience, and grow communities. On our side of the partnership, it's our responsibility to make continuous investments in the products and people that make your growth possible. Basically everyone, and it's not discriminatory. 1st of June 2023, every single person, including people specially signed by Twitch, are going to get a 50-50 revenue. 50% of your revenue earned on a stream goes to Twitch. 50% of that comes to you, the person who is doing the stream. You can already tell that I am not with this at all, because in the same article they try to push people and be like, okay, you can make up that lost money by hosting more ads, because now they're saying that okay, you can get more money from ads now as well in the same article. According to most Moist Critical, it sucks because the ads on Twitch are very inclusive in the sense that you just can't skip them, and they often just pop up on stream in the middle of the stream and then you just miss context of what's going on. So there could be like a huge moment in the stream, like I don't know, like your favorite streamer just got donated $10,000 by Mr. Beast, and then you just get a pop-up ad, and that's apparently unskippable. Like all the ads on Twitch are unskippable. Now I say I do watch a couple of Twitch streamers from Ocelot, link in description for their Discord server, and I can't say that I can agree to an extent. I've only seen one ad my whole entire time, but I don't really pay attention that much on the streams, to be honest. I just lurk. But there was like an ad popping up and I was like, what the heck is this part of the stream? Because I was kind of confused. I was like, okay, that's an ad during a stream? That's kind of weird. And I was like clicking on it and stuff to try and like skip it, but I couldn't. So clearly there's unskippable ads that you just can't skip. I mean, duh, that's what an unskippable ad is, Liz. And that's why people don't like ads generally on their, Twitch streams. And now, just initially, right off the bat, this takes a hit for small streamers. Moist Critical said the same thing, but even I could say the same thing. Like, for growing Twitch streamers who are on the 50-50 that can't get the 70-30, it sucks. I think it does. Yes, it may not take a big hit for big Twitch streamers, as Moist Critical said himself in his own video. Definitely take a hit for small streamers on the site. And it doesn't really make sense as to why they would do this. And now I spoke about this on stream and it's kind of unrelated, but there was a whole situation with the 100 Thieves esports organization, and basically the boss, which is Nate Shot, I guess, I don't know his name, but like the boss was basically like splitting revenue 90-10. Now you're probably thinking, hooray, 90-10, that's good, right? Well, the company was getting 90% of the cut of the sponsors and not the streamers. And I say streamers as in it was a group of streamers. So if there was a $100,000 deal, collectively those streamers would receive $10,000. Now I don't know how many were in the group. I'm pretty sure there was more than 3 though. But it didn't really make sense to me because it's like at the end of the day, it's those same Twitch streamers who grind, stream for hours, play games for hours, chat for hours, shot all of this content to secure these sponsors that are offering this amount of money. And it's the same thing on Twitch. If Twitch is securing sponsors to advertise their companies onto their site, it's ultimately the communities and audiences that those Twitch streamers are accumulating that are gonna see that and be like, oh, I want a Manscaped shaver for my balls. I want that tissue box. Damn, that tissue box looks so interesting while watching their favorite streamer, for example. So this is an absolutely terrible move, once again, from Twitch. Anyone in their right mind, I don't even think you need to be knowledgeable and such to be able to know that, this is BS. And it shouldn't be the norm that companies rip off streamers and content creators just because they don't manage the sponsor, for example. Like, they're the ones that actually get those sponsors to be like, oh wow, that guy's a huge Twitch streamer, we should probably talk to like him or their manager, whatever the frick. It's because of them that are actually putting in the hours and grinding. So this is absolutely terrible. For once, I'm actually somehow happy for YouTube. Like, how have I gotten to the point where I'm like, wow, YouTube is actually doing a good thing here? How have you managed to do that? Like, YouTube sucks. But you've managed to get me like, oh wow, okay, 70-30 for all the streamers and I guess content creators in general on the side. Okay, that's very nice. Oh wow, Twitch doesn't do that. Why the heck? How have you managed to make me glorify YouTube and be like, wow, you're really on the top of your game, YouTube, let's go. This should not be the norm. And I hope that this is something that has huge repercussions on Twitch. But anyway, that's all the drama. That's all I really got to say. I've given my opinions, and yo, let me just say, I'm not like some kind of debater dude or something. I'm just a guy that literally does not have an idea for a video. So he just decided to talk to a mic for an hour. What do you think about these issues? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on some things, because I most likely might be wrong on some of these things. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do leave a like. That'd be greatly appreciated if you do want to, of course. And also, if you can check out my other videos, pause streams, whatever the case may be, then please do subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated if you do want to, of course. And you know what it is, guys. Peace.